guys, it's Tamara. Let me start by apologizing for not having a video for you last week. There's 1,000 reasons why I didn't film, but mostly it was just because I didn't feel like it. And there's a ton of reasons I'll try to tell you afterwards. So what I'm going to try to do is kind of make this my 2-week update and then give you my 3-week update tomorrow, because tomorrow's my 3-week post-op. And I'll try to keep this video specific to things that I should have said last week. So my apologies, it's late. I'll start with stats. So this was my, I'm looking at notes because I made a little spreadsheet like a dork. So last Wednesday was the 16th. My weight was 243. The previous week it was 247.6. So it was a 4.6 pound loss for the week, 12 pounds since surgery, 28 since the start of my pre-op diet, and 45 since my highest. So I was really pleased with that. So I've just been feeling really antisocial and overwhelmed with YouTube and then now Facebook. And the thing is for the last 2 weeks, I haven't even done anything on either of those platforms, but I check it, and I don't want to say I'm over it, but I've had no enthusiasm for it at all since the last time I saw you. A couple of things are happening. I'm tired. I'm getting out of it now, but I didn't have a lot of energy, wasn't feeling really well. I have some kind of shitty things happening in my personal life that just I don't like it. I have a lot of money stress happening right now, just because I have a rental property that's been vacant for a while, and so it's just like bleeding money, and it stresses me out, and I worry about it all day. I mean, not really, but it's a big stress. Anyways, so I just been like content to sit at home and, you know, watch TV and hang out with my kids and my boyfriend. And, it seems like I spend the majority of my Facebook time, responding to friend requests from people who I don't care to be friends with. And I'm trying to be a little bit selective about people I add on Facebook, just because if I can't tell from looking at your profile that you're in the community, or if you're trying to, if I can tell you're like an entrepreneur trying to sell things, I don't want to spend a lot of time on there. So I don't want my feed to be full of stuff that I don't care about. And I know that might sound rude or snobby or whatever, but I don't. So if you really have found me on Facebook from my videos on YouTube and I didn't accept your friend request, then please send me a message and I will I'll do what I can. But I don't want to have a billion friends and then not be able to catch the updates from the people who I really do care about and want to hear from. Something that I realized, or that was pointed out to me, so the person who I look up to, or who I kind of, Melly May. We all know Melly May. I adore her. She's so active on her YouTube channel and on Facebook. And when I was trying to convince myself to start all of this, she was kind of the person I was looking up to and wanted to emulate. And it was like, you know, if I'm going to do it, I want other people to be aware that I'm doing it and participate, and I want to meet people, blah, blah, blah. And so now that I'm here and people are actually watching my videos and commenting, and nowhere near on the level of Melissa, but I'm exhausted by it. And so something happened in my personal life, and like I called up my therapist and was like, I need to see you. And so of course I went into therapy, and we were talking about that thing, and then just kind of catching up in general in life. And so I told her that I've just been like exhausted by Facebook and by YouTube, and that, you know, I was kind of comparing myself to Melissa, not really, but just, you know, mentioning that I wanted my channel to be successful if I was going to do it. And so I was telling her, like, I went into this wanting lots of subscribers and views and comments, and I wanted to engage with people the way that she does. And I told her, and I've been seeing her for a long time, so she knows me, and she was like, what you just described is the main difference between an introvert and an extrovert. And I was like, oh, yeah. So I'm a hardcore introvert, despite how it may seem on my videos. I am. Like, I'm a hardcore introvert for sure. And I fake it well in social situations, but I do get my energy from being by myself, being at home, doing that kind of stuff, not from being in a room full of people or interacting or, sharing every aspect of my life on Facebook or anything like that, even in my personal life. So I'm blabbering on about that way too much, but that's just kind of why I haven't been around. I haven't been into it. I want to be into it, so I'm going to put the effort in. And I think now that that was pointed out to me, it will be easier to go forward, hopefully. I'm sorry I'm squinting. I'm sitting in my car in the parking lot at work, and I just came down here to do this. I'm not actually going anywhere, so I didn't bring my purse with my sunglasses or anything, and it's so sunny today. Also, it's been like dreary and rainy and cold and dreadful for like the last 2 weeks straight, and I think that added to my sour mood. So a couple of people had some questions on my last video, and I responded to, I don't think, any comments because I'm a dick. So my apologies. I just want to kind of answer a couple of them now. I did not have a drain. I expected to have a drain, and I didn't. This wasn't a question, but also I did not have, in the hospital, they did not have me using an incentive spirometer, which is something I was expecting just from watching other people's videos. So no spirometer. Somebody asked, I think Amy and Precious both commented on, was I feeling tired afterwards? And yes, like just getting in the shower and getting dressed wore me out, and then I'd have to rest before I could go and do something. And then, when I was out at stores or whatever, I would like hit a wall and I would know I would need to go home. I went back to work on Monday, so just shy of 2 weeks post-op, and again, just especially last week, I was just dog tired by the end of the day. And I work at a desk. I'm on the computer and on the phone all day, so there's nothing physical about my position, but just being up and like a functioning human for 8 hours a day really took it out of me, and it seems to be getting easier this week. Scotty asked, did I have any kind of like spelled out week to week food plan for post-op, as far as like full liquids week 1 and 2, pureed week 3, yada yada yada. I do not. So I was on clear liquids for 3 days post-op, and then went straight to soft foods, which could include protein shakes, yogurts, applesauce, eggs, refried beans, mashed potatoes. That was kind of the short list of things that were suggested for me, and I do that until my 6-week post-op. Have I stayed on that plan? No. I think having such great access to other people and what their plan has guided them to do has made me feel like I know it's okay to do something different than what my surgeon suggests. So what I told my best friend yesterday is I don't feel like I'm off book. I just feel like I'm off my surgeon's book. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to make excuses, but I've had 0 adverse reactions to anything that I've eaten. And I've eaten some pretty awful things, to be honest with you. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's both. So in my 1 week video, I mentioned being really afraid to try things. And I kind of got from my surgeon's office that I need to get over myself and not worry about carbs and just eat things that, my body could tolerate as far as soft foods in the pouch while I was healing. So I went home and ate macaroni and cheese. Seriously. And I'm sure I ate too much of it. And I didn't have any adverse reaction. I did feel full afterwards, and I took a nap because I wasn't back to work yet, and I hadn't really been napping at all when I was home, but I took a nap that afternoon, and I woke up and I asked my boyfriend, did I just go into a carb coma? He didn't think it was funny. And then other things that I've eaten that have kind of been off my plan have been like soups that I haven't strained. So like chicken tortilla soup, and I'm eating the beans and I'm eating the chicken. Stuff like that, and have had no problems with that stuff. And then one thing that was really probably awful, but I wanted it so bad, I ate chicken wings. Seriously, I ate 2, and I know that I can dump from sweet or from fried, or from anything, but those in my mind are like sweet or fried. And so I ate these 2 wings, and then I stopped and was like, am I gonna dump? And just kind of waited for a while, and then I didn't. And I didn't peel all of the skin off, but I also didn't eat all of the skin. I know that doesn't make it better, but I really fucking enjoyed those 2 chicken wings. And so that was that. And then I went to therapy for the other thing, and I mentioned the things that I was eating that I wasn't supposed to, and my therapist kind of laid into me about introducing things too fast and yada yada yada. So I backed off of it. I will say I am throughout the day when I'm at work eating, having like my Click Shake first thing, getting in a bunch of water. I'll drink a Premier Protein, and then sometimes if the day hasn't gotten away from me and I can fit it in, I'll have a yogurt. And then since the kids have been back, because we have them week on, week off, so these last few days they've been home, as we've been making dinner for them in the evening, I've been having like this tiniest portion of whatever, of something that they're making. So like I had 2 meatballs one night. Last night I had 2 tiny cubes of chicken and a few green beans. So nothing crazy, protein first, but not what I'm technically supposed to be doing in my program for right now. I don't know if it's good or bad. I could call and check in with them about it, but I just feel like I'm going to do what I want to do anyways, which my therapist pointed out in my psyche eval of like, if I think I know better, then I'm not going to listen to them. I'm going to do what I want. Anyways, so I'm trying to be compliant. We'll see how, I'm not doing the best at that. So I think that is kind of my update for week 1. I will come back to you hopefully tomorrow with my, I'm sorry, not week 1, week 2. I will hopefully come to you tomorrow with my week 3 update. So I'll be 3 weeks post-op tomorrow, and give you my numbers for this week. No spoilers. And then kind of some this week specific stuff. Again, I apologize that I haven't made an update before now. I love you guys. I've been watching videos a little bit. I haven't been commenting or like engaging or interacting. Again, I've just been feeling particularly antisocial. So I see you guys out there. I'm watching your videos mostly. I'm kind of a couple days behind right now, but don't forget about me. And I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.